Hello everyone and welcome to Reader's Call, where we nurture your reading culture. Today with me is a very special guest
God, I'm special.
that I have thought long and far and wide about our episode. So with me today is Marie. She's a TikToker, a book talker, and a content creator, of course, a very avid bookworm, way more than me, way more than anybody I know. Welcome.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
I'm so happy to have you.
I'm looking forward to this since we did a live together.
Exactly, me too. It's been forever.
How long? A year?
A year.
It's been a year.
And we finally meet in real life.
More than a year, I think.
I think it's been a year. Last year.
Kinda,
and a half?
Yeah, it's been more than a year.
Okay.
You were my first ever live with another person.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I didn't know
And I
about
was
that.
dying of nerves.
Really?
Yeah.
Just like me today.
And I'm not nervous today.
Guests are usually not nervous. I always feel bad.
I'm not nervous with you. I've been nervous with other people.
Okay.
Oh, she has such an amazing aura.
Amazing
Oh my
aura.
God.
Thank you. So I always start with the basic question that I ask everyone. It's what's your relationship with books?
A very intimate one. It wasn't intimate. It was just a personal one.
Mm-hmm.
So my father, rest in peace, he was, and if you think I'm an avid reader, he was a ferocious reader.
Okay.
He was he would read, read, mostly in Arabic poetry books and stuff like that. And I kind of grew up around the theater with him. He was a thespian, and I grew up to be a thespian and theater lover. So my relationship with books started with a very personal way. And then when it kind of transferred into me, it's a show and tell, oh my God.
Yeah, go on, I love it.
This is the beginning of my reading journey. I went into a kind of art situation competition and I won. And part of the prize were these. And I always talk about them and I've never shown them to anyone.
Oh, this is an exclusive, guys. She's finally showing her collection of where it all began.
Yeah.
This is where Mary began.
This is where I began.
That is so intriguing. So it's children's books.
It is, yeah.
What kind of titles do we have?
So I won a DVD player, which I gave away, and I won an Algerian flag, which I gave away, and I forgot what else, but these were my everything. I took them home. I didn't even speak French at the time. I didn't even read French. I was a kid, and I sang. My father wrote me a song. I sang the top of my lungs. The president was there.
That's so cool.
Yeah, he gave me these.
Back in 2009?
2009?
Oh, okay,
Ish.
2009.
8, 9-ish.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's cool. And you were...
Singing. I was in school. My father wrote the part for me because he wrote plays and stuff like so they would ask him.
So she's a bookworm and a great performer.
Oh my God, I was terrible. I was awful. I was the best of the worst, basically. Imagine a group of 9-year-olds just doing whatever.
I can imagine.
I won these. I went home and I was so excited. And I begged my mom, because my mother spoke great French, to read with me and to help me with them.
That's amazing.
And I was just like, I grew up nonverbal and I didn't start speaking until late in age because I'm autistic. So these were a challenge. But then I memorized them basically when I was a kid. I would read and reread and reread and reread. And they are, honestly, they are a mess.
Are they illustrated?
Yes.
Okay, children's books, of
This
course.
is my favorite one.
Okay.
Sophie the Chicken. And this is the one that I've read
I love it.
most. They're beautiful, honestly. I love the art. I love the stories. I think they're so cute and so pretty. So this is where it all started. And then I got, as a gift, the Harry Potter books.
Yes.
And I was done for.
Of course.
I was done.
Eventually, we all get there.
Yeah. Though now it's an intimate relationship with books because I leave myself in the books that I read. Like the annotations I leave, the notes, I draw in them, which took a while for me to figure out that it's a book and I paid for it. Thank you very much. I bought it with my own money.
That's what we spoke about in the first episode with Ruslan, how we sanctify books a lot.
Yeah.
So you do annotate, you do all the things.
I'll show you.
Show me. It's a show and tell, guys. I love this.
The first page is a quote that I liked from the book and some random poem that I've written. This is not even the worst of it. Like,
I like it.
Literally, I would write what I thought about the poem. I would write poems on top of the poems.
On top of poems.
Yeah.
I love this.
I like it so much. And then...
What's the book?
You can't show this, but It's Cersei, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, because the poem is about Cersei, so I drew her.
Nice.
Yeah, it's T.S. Eliot's collection.
Oh, T.S. Eliott.
Yeah, and it has the waste. Oh my God, I'll show you the wasteland. So the wasteland has a permanent bookmark in it because I go back to it and I have extra notes because I ran out of space, basically.
I love that you read poetry.
I love poetry.
By the way.
I love poetry. Like, it's almost unreadable.
I love the annotation. Can I?
Of course.
Okay. I love how it's annotated. Oh my God, yeah. A dry rose
I'm
in
pretentious.
a poetry book. So typical. Girl, I live for this. This is so cool.
And this you'll find me in a coffee shop, right in the. I'm so pretentious. It's insane.
I see that you write with a pencil, but do you also write with the markers
with pen there,
with pen?
Annotations. You can find it all.
No holding back.
No
I love
holding
this.
back.
You own the book.
Yes, it's me. And I can imagine someone finding it someday, like in the future. You don't know where it's gonna end up. Imagine someone finding it and finding all of these. I love that so much.
When did it exactly happen? Like in the transition, was it in your teenage years? Was it in early adulthood? When did you actually start annotating?
The first book that I've annotated was a Harry Potter book where Hagrid said, whatever will come, and we'll meet it when it does. That was the first quote. I was just like,
okay,
I want to remember this. And I would read, and I tried to not annotate, like I tried to read it over and over and over and over again. And then I just did a little teeny line with a pencil, although now my books are a mess. But that was the beginning, and it wasn't my teenage years. Yeah, it was a while ago. But that was the beginning of a slippery slope. And then the first book that I really annotated was Hamlet.
Hamlet.
My guy.
Really annotated, what do you mean by that?
Like highlights, writing, drawing, sketching, analyzing.
Okay.
It was the first one where I was just like, fatherless motherfucker, me too, me too.
Did you, since you said analyzing, do you think that you analyze better books when you annotate them?
Yes.
Definitely,
yeah,
right?
For sure. For me, like, I know a lot of people who read and then analyze separately.
They process later.
Yeah. Or separately, like they would read and write on a laptop or on their phone and stuff like that.
Later, somewhere else.
Here. I can't do that. I have to listen to something and read for hours and write, and then I can compile stuff later on.
Yeah.
But while reading, I want to exist there.
It's very difficult to go back to a thought or to a quote or something like that when you do it later. I used to do that first. Doing it later.
Yeah.
And then eventually it just...
It breaks the cycle.
It breaks the cycle, it misclicks, you miss things. That happened to me with like so many books before. But then for me, I started annotating in my young adult phase. And I remember the very first book I started annotating was Looking for Alaska John Green.
Okay.
Because the character speaks about annotation. And I saw that, there's this... one, it was extremely inspiring. And I remember the exact beginning where he says that he speaks of the reaction of his father regarding annotation.
Yeah.
That his father says, oh no, why do you keep putting highlighters all over my books?
You're ruining the book.
Exactly. Yeah. And the character just goes like, I'm just reading it. How do you expect me to remember things if I don't do that?
Yeah.
And it hit me at that moment. I was like, maybe I should just stop the post-its and the writing after reading kind of thing.
Yeah, but then you lose your train of thought.
Exactly.
Even there is some sort of vigor when you're reading. Then I get like physically passionate.
Physical reactions.
Yes. I get physically passionate, like literally my hands shake and my face moves on its own and things happen. And I want that in the page. Have you seen a book called S?
A book? No.
Basically, it's a true crime-ish psychological book, but there are presumably two writers trying to figure out what actually happened in the book, and they have both of their annotations in the margins. So writer number 1 is red, and number 2 is blue, and that's the book. So you get the book and the annotations.
With annotations?
Yes!
Oh my God.
And it's such a beautiful book. It's such a beautiful book.
Who wrote it? Who's the author?
No idea. It's just called S. Type down the S.
A book called S.
Yeah.
I will look into that.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Like,
Okay.
and I don't know, like I correlate that with me. Imagine if someone finding, this is so pretentious, but imagine someone finding my book and it has drawings and poetry and stuff like that. But dude, I found one thrifted book with a little note saying, قلبي يغني لها. I saved that note and it's still in there, right?
When I was in Tunisia, I was going through thrift stores, bookstores, and I found Lolita annotated. And when you read the annotation, you can tell the person is very analytical, and it gave the literature major vibes. And the way I just bought it, I was like, cash it. I'm taking
my money.
Exactly. I was like, take my money. Of course, I bargained because it's a thrift store, of course. And I was like, oh, it's annotated. It's full of writings. They gave it to me at a good price.
It's
And I
full
was
of
like,
writings.
man, if you know how much I love this because it's annotated.
It would be the opposite. You give me more money because it's more annotated.
Exactly. And what I liked, well, it was annotated with like a very sharp pencil.
Yeah.
So it doesn't go away. And it looks old. It has waited its age, you know.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful. The cover is well done as well. I think I have a penguin. It's a penguin edition, but I loved almost like every 2, 3, 4 pages is annotated. Lines to the side, lines elsewhere.
See what the
background.
Yeah.
Exactly. You can see.
Yeah.
In that moment, the reaction was visceral. It's the writing is shabby.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And in other places, it's very meticulous.
And quiet and calm and beautiful and methodical and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Even the pressure. Like there are some pages in my books and my father's books, when I found my father's books, some pages, you can feel the texture of the pen on the reverse side. So you know that something here in this poem, what did you see that I'm not seeing? So I would read it again and again and try to analyze and try to put myself there. And then other pages, it's so faint, you can barely see the freaking pencil. I love that so much.
My second question would be, how has reading supported your mental health and helped with overcoming certain things or things like that? I know that it's a subject that you hold dear to your heart, and I would love to hear about it.
Growing up, I was nonverbal, and that it would take a toll on you. Like imagine being a child and being able to speak. And the way we grew up, we don't really, till this day, we don't really have enough information about autism.
Yes.
And we have most people have one specific view of what an autistic person is, and most of the time it's not me, you know?
Definitely.
And it's heartbreaking. It's like the things you would hear about people with autism, like there is a specific pathway people go through when they hear someone has autism. So I was never categorized in that
very
spectrum.
cliche.
Yeah. It's just, I'm just a baby who wouldn't talk, basically. So growing up like that has resulted in a lot of issues, including the personality disorder, which I speak about freely. Like I said, the first books that I really, really read were the Harry Potter books and these children's books. And why Sophie is my favorite book out of them, because she gets turned into a chicken and no one recognizes her. And she's she's like a freak in her family. And I was like, oh my God.
So you sort of like related to it.
Yes. Yes, I do have issues with empathy and apathy because of the BPD. And while reading these things, you could somehow, the brain is fascinating. You wouldn't even understand what's happening. You would just understand that this is something that I want to read forever, over and over and over and over again, because it feels like a hug. It feels like it's hugging you, like it's hugging your heart.
Because you can see yourself in a way, like she has been outcasted from her family, and sort of like not being able to speak.
Silly way. She's a chicken.
Yeah.
But now that I'm older, I understand that these books made me. Basically, in that quote where it goes, I don't remember every meal I've ever eaten, but those meals made me. Same with the books. Yeah, I don't remember every single word that I've read, but this is it. Like, the reason why I'm able here now to sit and talk to you is because I started reading the freaking chicken book.
That's very relevant. I like it.
That is just so amazing. Like, how can you not love books?
That's a very good question. How can you not?
How can you not love books? How can you not love books?
Exactly.
So it is like it's my ultimate comfort, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, and it gave me potential, because I could have ended up not like this at all. I could have ended up a really sick person, really angry person, a really confused, I'm so confused, but a really, really confused person.
So does it help you that you kind of like, I'm just trying to make connections here. Does it help you that the fact that you read, it helps you develop certain feelings that you wouldn't otherwise develop?
Yes.
To help you like understand maybe things that you don't process like in people?
Yeah. Even if not develop, understand, like you said. You understand that even stuff that are trivial, you wouldn't even think of. Noise issues. I have a lot of issues with noise, and I get overstimulated to the point where I can't eat, I can't sleep, I can't function. And I've never understood why that is until I started reading, and I've met characters who have the same issues, and I've met characters who don't like the light in a way that are portrayed, that these characters are portrayed as vampires or witches or Gorloks or this and that. And it just makes me feel so myself and so comfortable. And it's an escape. It's such a beautiful escape. And it would help me even in ways that I would never ever have thought. It would help, like I can read a romance, basically. And it's nothing serious and nothing like some literary masterpiece. It's just a silly little romance. And I would understand how these people feel and how I should act in certain situations. Because I don't know how to act in a lot of situations. I don't know what's okay and what's not okay. And because my brain works different, like an autistic brain is different with a personality disorder. It's a mess. It doesn't have to be that much of a mess, or at least it can be a mess that you can live in, basically.
I liked what you said when you said, I meet characters. So you really get into the book. Well, why choose the word meet? Like, do you feel like you really engage with those characters? Like, tell me about it.
Because it feels like a window, basically, where you get to look at a life of these people, these characters, and you get to meet them, and you get to go back and meet them. And that's the beauty of books. You can always open up the first page and meet them again. Because, I don't know, like some characters are more loving than people.
I agree with that.
And more understanding than people. If you go out in the world, unfortunately, especially where we're from and how we are brought up, most of us, there's no understanding of mental issues, there's no understanding of mental health, there's no understanding of trauma and what's okay shouldn't actually be okay, and what's been normalized. Certain things that are immensely normalized in bringing up children are not okay, and they leave visceral effect. It's like a little tiny drop that ends up being a tidal, that ends up being a tsunami. Basically, when you're 20, you're done for, and you don't even know why.
And we often also stigmatize a lot the going to therapy, the working on yourself,
taboo.
All of these things that are related to our mental health, because it's something that is still a little bit taboo. People don't talk about it a lot, so that's very problematic. Speaking about like meeting and understanding being related to characters, you remind me of Almond by Won-pyung, if you've read it.
Yeah, I have.
The first time I've read it, it was... although, like, I don't especially have anything when I was a kid or like something like that, I didn't have any problem, but you still relate to him in a way or another. You still see something. It teaches you when you meet that character. It still teaches you something. Whether or not, if not about you, about others as well.
It's the magic of a good author, though.
Yeah, and it's not because maybe you have a mental issue, or maybe you have social problems or social issues that you should read these books. Even if you're a normal person,
you find something.
Yeah, because it helps you understand that there are people like that, and you should be empathic towards them. You should have sympathy for them, and you should know also how to engage with them, how to not outcast them, because they're part of society as well.
How to be a gentler person.
Exactly.
Basically. You can meet people in real life, and I have personally seen some visceral reactions to someone who just doesn't want to go out, let's say.
Yeah.
I had these issues with close people. Like, if I don't want to go out somewhere, I'm fully like berated verbally for not going out or for not doing something. Like, I told you, like, I'm paranoid, I'm this and that. Like, imagine if I were to text you for this podcast and I were just to say, can I just have a little bit more time just to familiarize myself with this idea? Yes. Imagine me telling you this and you're just like, no, we do it now. It's nothing. It's a simple thing. Why are you so stupid? You know? That's insane to me. So reading about these characters and understanding why and everything that had happened to get them to this point, just them being able to actually go out and socialize and be online and do this and do that, it just makes you be a gentler person, even if you don't have it that in you, like, inherently.
On point. I literally have nothing to say. I would love to know if there's any character or maybe a book that you, other than Sophie, that you've read lately that you relate to 100%.
You know what I'm going with?
Go,
You know
please.
I'm going with that.
My God.
Okay.
She's bringing the banger.
Before, this isn't gonna work for everyone. This doesn't work for everyone, okay? But it works for me.
It works for you.
This is my favorite book of all time. I know.
And I can see the annotations.
Yeah, with
Inside.
the annotations book. It's yellowed from me holding it. If you can see the edge, like my finger has been here for such a long time. I recently reread it. Actually, I just.
What do you like about A Little Life? I've
the
heard very
relatability.
conflicted reviews.
Yeah.
Honestly, after I was spoiled the ending, I was skeptical about reading it because I was like, I'm about to read all of this for that to happen.
It doesn't feel like all of that though. For me.
I think the fact that I was spoiled is got me on a complete different mood about the book because I wanted to read it.
Yeah.
And then I knew the ending and I was like, no.
Oh, who spoiled you? How did it happen?
I swear I don't remember. I just remember I was spoiled. My reaction was very visceral, and I was like, no, because I had so many high hopes.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah.
It's not for everyone.
It's not for everyone at all. But apart from the plot, apart from it not being for everyone, apart from it's so well done, it's so well written. There is a lot of research that went into this, and you can see we have here lawyers, architects, doctors, and you can tell that there has been a lot of research that went into this. But for me, it was so relatable. And I know that's insane, I know, but it was relatable. It is relatable. And it's highlighted, it's written on, it's just, oh my God.
It's well annotated. Give me that.
There you go.
That's amazing.
I was methodical with it, really.
I can see.
It's highlighted, it's written on, it has tears, to me, it's relatable. And to me, reading Jude and knowing how he is, when I recently shared this, because like I said, I reread it recently, someone told me in the comments that let's just accept the fact that Jude wasn't really that good of a person because he never accepted help. But I understand not accepting the help. He fully believes that he's not a good person. And I can relate to that. When you have been through so much trauma, there are things that you cannot change. You can try to behave differently, but you can't change. The fact that I have issues with empathy and apathy, that doesn't change. I can learn to understand things. I can learn to behave differently, and I do. But that inherently is never gonna change. Like in Almond, his amygdala is just smaller. And it's dysfunctioned.
And he learns how to detect emotions.
Exactly.
He doesn't feel them.
Exactly.
But it's a pattern he learns.
Yes.
Yeah. I understand, well, I don't understand the comments, but I understand why characters, humans, because at the end of the day, what we read, everything we see in books is inspired by nature, by life, by our social interactions. And some people really believe that they shouldn't ask for help. They shouldn't show vulnerability.
It's not even about vulnerability. It's that the simple fact that most people feel like they are a burden.
Yes,
because they have been brought up in households that made them feel like they're a burden.
It's the environment.
Yes. Deja, the one thing, like, imagine if you're younger, especially in Arab households and stuff like that, you would hear like berating for simple things. Like if children want to play with their parents and stuff like that, you would hear you know, that's a big thing. Actually,
off topic, but on social media, I've seen one time when a guy shared a video that said, if your house looks neat when you have kids that are from 2 to 10, there is a problem in your household.
Kids aren't happy. There's an issue there. Yes.
If there is no writings on the wall, if the house is crystal, like pristine, there is a huge problem, either with your kids.
And they should be messy, and you need to create a space for them to be messy so that they don't be messy outside in the real world, and that they grow up knowing that this is home. My mother and father and sibling, this is where I can be messy, where I can break down.
Safe space.
Yes. But most people aren't like that, and most people don't grow up with that what should be an inherent belief. Like, they grow up in a house where all they know is punishment and this and that, and then they grow up feeling like that they're a burden. And some people, like Jude, unfortunately, take that to their grave.
Yeah, they take that to the grave.
To me, it's relatable, and to me, every time I reread it, and this bad boy has been it's yellowed.
I swear,
it's yellowed.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a book well read.
Well loved.
Well loved.
Yep.
Exactly.
I didn't even break the spine.
Prompts to you for that, because Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo is half of this, and it broke the span in 20 pages.
I liked Six of Crows. I really did. I cried.
What do you think about their mental health issues, their issues? We agree that all the crows have raging issues.
Yeah.
And it's so on point, especially Kazbreaker.
Yeah.
He's like...
I relate most to Nina, to be honest.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You like her best?
I relate to her most. Yeah, she gives me major BPD vibes. Major BPD.
Right.
Attachment issues left and right, promiscuity. My guy, you know what I mean? Yes. She eats like a beast. She's me, basically. I really, really liked that book. Really did. I haven't reread it in a while, but and I cried.
Yes, it's very well written. I like the fact that, because usually in fantasy, we focus a lot in books on the plot and the world building.
Yeah.
Six of Crows...
Character-driven.
Exactly. The duology is extremely character-driven. You keep reading because you want to know, not the plot.
You care about the characters.
Exactly. The plot is so obvious, it's a heist.
Yeah.
Like Bano. But the characters is what keeps you engaged for 2 full books.
And these people, let's say, are so well done to the point where you don't get bored with them. You don't get disturbed by them in a bad way. You don't get that feeling of, I'm tired of you, shut up. You don't relax, like you just want to read and read and read.
What I like the most also about the book is the writing style and how it switches from one chapter to another. For example, if the chapter is about Kaz,
the narrative changes.
The
structure changes.
If it's Jasper, the way people speak, the way what you see, although it's third-person POV, it's so well done.
Because it is view. Kaz has a different view. When you go to Kaz's chapters, the world is crueler, it's darker, it's grim. It's dark, academic, it's dark. But then you go to Jasper or you go to Nina, and it's so different.
Yeah.
Nina's world is filled with trauma.
Trauma, uncertainty. You feel that she's... I spoke about this once with my friend. I was like, I feel like Nina walks a tightrope, like in a cliff, and she's walking that tightrope, but with no security.
Yeah.
She's like, let's do it.
Yeah.
And Jasper gives more of a gambler kind of attitude where, what's life's worth, you know?
Yeah. And you go to Inaj, and she's so methodical. She's so particular, and you can see that. You can see that her childhood has a lot of effects on her. They all do, but her childhood has a lot of, and you can see that she doesn't want to disappoint anyone. She doesn't want to disappoint her parents mostly. She doesn't, you can see, and it's insane to do that.
Although she has no connection to them.
Yeah, until the very end.
Well,
but
spoiler alert, sorry.
But
that's the thing, like, the fact that she keeps that hope, she keeps that thing. The same goes with Kaz, about what happened to him in his childhood. Yeah. With Nina, Matthias, all of them, like, that thing that happens, and it stays, it just shows the impact that, like, mental health can have,
you
and
can see
how far it can go.
Yeah. That's another thing that I really loved about Kaz, his inability to touch people. I've had such the fact that I'm able now to hug and like shake hands and this and that is such a huge thing for me. You don't even understand. It's because this isn't me. It wasn't at all. And it's something that I had to really, really, really experiment and struggle with a lot. And it's not even something that you can tell your mom about.
Yeah, sometimes you can't you can't really share about things because it's very difficult.
Yes.
Especially because of the environment.
Especially when you believe that you're not going to be understood.
Yeah.
So imagine reading Kaz and then figuring out that he doesn't like that and he doesn't feel like he can do those things and seeing it from his point of view and just feeling like this exists.
And you feel seen.
This exists.
Exactly, it exists.
And that would lead to a domino effect, a really good domino effect, where I read actually the first book that led me into the kind of butterfly effect of me finding out that I have BPD was Girl Interrupted by Susanna Kaysen. It's a nonfiction about her being diagnosed and going into a psych ward and her days in the psych ward. I really, really liked it. It has the files and everything. It's just her story, basically. I read it and I thought, hey, these symptoms are symptoming here. These makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I might have an issue. One thing leading to another, you want to research more, and then you do, and then you, if you can and have the ability to talk to a professional, you can do that. And then, you go into a road, hopefully, that is to ameliorate yourself, to improve yourself.
Get better.
Getting a diagnosis helps, understanding, and it all starts with one tiny, teeny book. And it's insane.
Yeah, read books to understand yourself. It's crucial.
Yes.
Yeah. Of all the things that we discussed, I would like to go back to social media. So why, of all things that you talk about, it had to be books? I'm pretty sure Marie is a multitude. You're not just a bookworm.
No.
You do so many other things. I know you also have hobbies because I've seen other podcasts. But why books specifically?
It's my main hobby. It's my main page. It's
Okay.
my main hobby. I do have a lot of other hobbies, but nothing, they're all really personal. I like to I hike and I run and I lift and I carve and then I paint and draw, but nothing is consecutive. Reading though, every day or every other day. Even when I'm in a slump, I still have something in my mind that I've read and I'm still thinking about. For example, when I read Inferno for the first time, I wish I brought my copy to show you. It is annotated to a film.
I will need that.
So annotated. Like every verse I read, and every line has so much history. Dante was a petty man, and every line is insinuating something or an innuendo to something, or it had the historical, and I wanted to know every single, I wanted to lick his brain, I wanted to lick Dante's brain for you. I swear to God,
I love this. I wanted to lick his brain.
I texted a friend of mine on Goodreads, and I sent him a rant over, do you think he meant this? Do you think he meant that? Do you think this? Do you think that? And then I started thinking, it kind of reminds me of the song, so Hotel California, because it talks about a little thingy between life and I was just like this and and it wouldn't stop. After Inferno, I didn't read for like a month, but I was still thinking about Inferno throughout the entire month and making content about it and rereading parts and rereading annotations and explaining things and talking to literally every single person who would listen to me talk about Inferno.
Wow.
So it's my main hobby. It doesn't even feel like a hobby, it's just like a thing.
I like it. I really love it. I love also the amount at which you actually produce videos. I know you're not only on TikTok, she's also on YouTube, by the way, which is quite interesting, quite nice. And it's just, obviously, for someone to be producing that amount of videos, you have to read 3-4 times that amount of books and talk about the books you like, obviously. So let's say, how many books do you actually read a year, an average?
70-ish?
70.
On average. I can go above or below that.
What was your best year?
Oh, 270.
That's like 200 extra.
Sorry. I was young and I was being homeschooled. I had so much time for myself. I didn't have any other interests. Like all I did was sports for like an hour every evening. And I was, 17-ish? And I read, and they were all things I don't even remember. Short stories I would find on YouTube, lots of gothic-esque short stories, back to back. They were so entertaining to me, and I loved them so much, and I would try to write in that style. At 17, it was horrible. It was so bad. Like, I have a journal that is literally the most embarrassing thing on earth. That just when you open it, it's just like, I think of thee. Of who?
I think of thee.
Who?
I think it's beautiful that you did try something at that young age, because reading so much can only spark a writer. I don't see you like reading that much books. I cannot see you telling me, I hate writing. That would be impossible.
Yeah.
Right?
That would be kind of blasphemous, to be honest.
Exactly.
Even if you never plan to publish anything, you would still write. So writing helps, like mentally, a lot.
For like processing things,
laying out things. Sometimes there are feelings that you get overwhelmed by them and you don't even know what they are. you know that you're just feeling things, and if you try to write it down, some of the things are a mess. They make absolutely no sense. And that helps, though.
Yeah.
It helps putting it all on paper.
In perspective.
Yeah. Some people like cigarettes, and some people like to write. Some people like a cup of coffee. And
I like this. Some people like cigarettes and some people like to write.
Yeah.
Exactly. I journal a lot, and that's what helps me process a lot of my emotions, a lot of my days, especially when it gets stressful. I'm on the anxiety kind of thing and all of that. I don't really talk about the issues I have, but yeah, we all have issues. So the thing is, I think writing for readers is at some point when you exceed a certain threshold of reading a year, you gotta tell yourself, let me try.
Yeah.
Let me try.
I think I need to write something.
Yeah, at least you're gonna give it a try with like a little poem, try to make something rhyme, try to write maybe a passage, something like a paragraph.
I read a lot of poetry. A lot. Like I have journals on journals on journals just filled with random poetry.
What's the topic usually?
Love.
Okay.
Love. Just random anger. Huh?
Why E? You read romance.
Kinda. Well, the romance I read is
I love your reaction, but why?
kind of, because it's love from the perspective of someone that has BPD. It's weird.
No, I think it's
obsession. I write a lot about obsession, anger, hunger.
Hunger.
Yeah.
Like hunger, feeling hungry.
No, like hunger for
emotional.
Yeah, like emotional, visceral hunger. I have journals. So far, it's literally just a stack of journals filled with random poetry. But I tried once. I had an idea for a short story. I tried, and it was so bad. I don't have it in me. Like I'm not.
That's interesting. So for you, poetry is easier than.
I don't even when I, not to toot my own horn, but even when I like show my poetry to people, which took forever to do, but I did it. And the first person I showed to was actually literally an agent who's a friend of mine. And I thought, let me just show him one. And I did, and he thought, this is actually really cool. I like it, send me more. And I tried my hands in a short story, and he was, this is horrible. Don't ever do this again.
Oh my God. Well, I would love to read some of your poetry sometimes.
No.
Yeah, sometimes when you feel comfortable. I'm willing to wait, don't worry. I'm a very patient person.
Good.
I'll get my hands on that. So, do you feel like social media or what you see on the internet actually dictates the type of book you pick? For example, like A Little Life was the hype on TikTok.
Yeah.
Do you feel like social media influences you at all in picking your next read, or how do you go with it?
It does, but it's a bittersweet situation. Like I have to be careful not to really fall into the whole social media thing. I don't have an Instagram. I'm barely on TikTok. Like I don't scroll. I post. Like stay there for a little bit because I only follow people that I really like. I don't follow anyone big or anything like that. It's just
so your algorithm is well behaved.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. My algorithm is coffee and books. That's it. Okay. I try not to, because it happened once, I think a year and a half-ish ago, give or take, where I really was into the whole book talk thingy, and I would read everything that was hyped there, and you would get, not pressure, the pressure comes on later, but you would get influenced easily. And that put me in such a reading slump, because I was reading nothing that actually genuinely made me happy.
Yeah.
And you just
read to be on the loop, and then you figure out, actually, the topic...
I don't want to loop me out.
Exactly.
Loop me out. Put me all the way over there. So
yeah,
I'm good.
I'm not your hype girl.
I'm good. I am so good. Even the interaction that I would have isn't good, because most of the books that are really, really, really hyped, I would have a negative opinion
somehow
on. I would have a really negative opinion on, and then I would have negative comments on my comment, and then it would make me just not want to do this anymore, and one thing lead into another.
Yeah.
I'm sensitive.
But you still follow some bookish creators, right?
Yeah, but no one like big or anything like that. Everyone I follow has the same amount of followers that I do. It's just people that you can easily talk to, because I want to create a comfortable space. And also, I'm sorry, but most big kind of, they don't really read good. They don't read good.
They read shit books.
They read shit books, and I have a suspicion that they don't even read books.
Oh my God, we spoke about it last time with Majda. She was like a very big magazine. I forgot she gave me the name. they wanted to like do like a top 10 book recommendation something, and it was prompted by AI, and it was actually AI hallucination.
I saw something like that.
Yeah,
the author left
crazy.
the prompt for AI there.
Which is crazy. And I tell myself, if your job is to recommend books, but you're not reading that many books.
AI. I have such a big problem with AI. Oh my God.
Tell me about it. Why? Is it in the writing or the artist side?
Everything.
The everything side.
Everything. The first thing, you're destroying Earth. Is that okay? You're destroying Earth. Do you know the amount of water you need to cool down
For
the freaking
a single prompt. Yeah.
The amount of water needed to cool down everything for one single question, for you to have a little tiny teeny paragraph to post somewhere, or you are destroying Earth.
I've read an article maybe a month ago or something. The creator of ChatGPT was like, please
stop saying please.
Yeah, he was like, please stop being polite with AI because it's costing more for us to cool it down. And I was like, there you go.
Yeah.
So you're teaching people to not be creative, but also to be impolite.
Yeah, to be mean to robots.
Exactly, to be mean, and then that meanness is gonna translate somewhere in life, because right now, like, we have, for me, it really scares me the amount of trust that people have on prompt. And they be like, ChatGPT is basically my bestie. ChatGPT is my therapist.
My Lord.
And I'm like, your therapist, and who likes
therapist? You need God at this point.
Exactly. And I'm like, people form opinions based on prompts, but they don't really understand that the model gives you answers according to what you most likely expect.
Yeah.
So it's not based on a true false kind of model that is very like accurate. Maybe for research, if you do like
it's all algorithm based.
Yeah. But when it comes to opinions, it's gonna form an opinion that suits you. Because it's trying to answer you, it's being polite with you.
Yeah.
That's very specific. And the more you prompt it, the more it learns stuff about you.
Give you.
The more it's going to be able to put a framework to those answers.
You.
Yeah.
So you'd be able to keep using it because it's creating a space for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's really crazy. Sometimes I try it with ChatGPT just to have fun, you know. I give an answer, a question, and obviously there is an answer to it, and then I go like, but isn't this that and that? He goes like, you're right.
They had to add I heard they had to add like a little thingy that says ChatGPT isn't always right, so do your own independent research, or ask an actual human being, something like that.
That sentence is permanent in most AIs right now.
Okay.
Last time I was using Claude. Apparently it's like the best one for copywriting. Since I do copywriting, I was like, let's try. And true, it writes very interesting copy, like on point with all the industry standards and all of that. And at the very end, it goes like, Claude's not always right, so.
I think it's destroying a lot of things. ChatGPT, literature, art, your own opinions. You're not even able to have an opinion. Like, I've seen people ask ChatGPT for literally, what do I think of this?
Yeah.
What do I think of this?
Can't you be critical?
The brain is a muscle. The brain is let's think about it as, if you don't train it, it's done.
Do you feel like you have this reaction towards AI because you're a person who reads a lot and have actually developed a critical approach to it? Or do you feel like it's not about reading? Regardless of your background, you would have still had the same idea about AI?
I think I would still have the same idea about it just because of the way I was brought up.
Okay.
Without reading. My father, like I said, was an avid reader, and he would prefer that than what the world is now. I wouldn't even imagine myself like sitting with my dad and telling him, you can actually ask ChatGPT for a prompt for a poem. He wrote poetry. He would literally slap me so hard if I told him this. Kidding, he'd never hit me. But if I told him this, I can't imagine. Like, it's so sad to me.
Yeah.
Because you're dependent on this thing that isn't you, and you're losing your real voice. The real poetry, real books are messy.
Your real approach.
It's messy. Yeah, it's so freaking messy. Like I said before, the Kafka journal entries thingies, it's so beautiful to see that, because that was a month of him not writing a word, just writing down, I haven't written anything. January 10th, I haven't written anything. February, I haven't written anything. I'm getting mad, I feel mad, and I have something in my head, but I can't put it down. AI will never understand the human soul.
Yeah.
Never. to be a human is to be angry and to be hungry and I will never
To be intense.
to be passionate.
Yeah.
You can mimic that, but you can never actually be that. That's why a soul is a soul, and you can never recreate that.
I would love to know, for example, when you share on social media and all, what do you feel like people's reaction is to what you share and what you do? Like, are people inspired by what you share? Do people come to you and tell you, oh, I've read this book that you recommended and I really liked it? How's the interaction with your audience?
It didn't start out this way, but it recently started happening over the last, let's say, the middle of 2024 until now.
Yeah.
Where there was a shift slightly with the people that found my account and stuff like that, and I was so happy with it, because before that they were just random, like they would just find it, it's like, oh, woman, let me stay here, you know? But now it changed into, especially when it comes to mental health. Like, I've had so many interactions with random people just saying, oh, I'm so happy that you spoke about BPD because I have it and I'm diagnosed, but I can never talk, I don't know who to talk to. And it's such a stigmatized thing. Even in a place where mental health is a huge thing, BPD is still villainized and stigmatized. So to be able to have that was such a cool little thing.
It's true, like, it's crazy how you're just so open about it and straightforward about it, and that people, I'm pretty sure a lot of people can relate.
Yeah.
Even if they can never talk about it, but it is a breath of fresh air to see somebody talk about it. They'd be like,
I'm so happy.
I'm not alone.
Yes, there's a space there. And it goes for both men and women. And I see that when something that really stuck with me is interviewing Michelle Tobin, who's an author. I read an arc, I was sent an arc by her. Immediately after I finished it, DM'd her straight away, like, I read this and it made me feel seen and loved. It's about mental health, basically.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's set in the 1970s. It's all about mental health in the 1970s. So it's stigmatized, it's villainized, it's taboo, it's this and that. And she did such an amazing job. Go figure, she's a clinical psychologist. And I spoke to her and we went live together. And I had people in the comments just actually asking her questions, therapy-oriented questions. And she would give them counseling and give them advice. And it was so freaking good. I felt good.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Like, having that deep of an interaction, I would say, with an author, and being able to, like, interact with them more. Yeah. That's just like...
It was amazing, really. I cried after.
I feel you on this one, because very few times I had the occasion to, like, talk with authors and about books that I already read, and I was like...
And subjects that matter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
To just speak about it, to be able to go deeper than what you've read, and to understand their view about it and all of that. That's amazing.
It was.
What's her book called?
I forgot the name.
At least the name of the author.
Michelle Tobin.
Tobin. Okay.
Yeah.
You'll have to send me the book, though.
Of course. Oh my God, how did I forget it?
That's fine. That's fine.
So many times.
And how do you decide, like, what's worth it about a book that you want to share?
It depends on the book, really, and why I'm reading the book. So, for example, more show and tell.
Yeah, of course.
For example, this is a book that I read for a course for school, and I have to analyze it and stuff like that. So my approach with this is basically insane. It is messy.
I love it. Oh my God.
I tried to get in as much as possible.
You guys can't see it, but her writing is gorgeous, by the way.
It wasn't even that good there. I was in a rush.
If this is the rush, I want to see when you're not in a rush.
That was
The book is called The Terrors of the Night.
Yes.
Okay.
It's from A Discourse of Apparitions.
Okay.
I analyzed the frick out of this one. I've written so far 2 essays about it, and it fully depends on my approach.
I love this.
It fully depends on my approach towards the book. Sometimes even my annotations change. Like, sometimes I would use a pencil for one specific thing and a pen for one specific thing and a color of highlight for one specific thing. Because, like, post-it is when I have more to say, or when I have an opinion that either agrees or differs.
Because this is definitely not enough of a margin.
No, I need, like, you know what I need? I need people to start printing books with, like, extra things that you can open. So you can just open it and just write.
There are some books that come with, like, a 5-6 extra papers.
So much.
And that's not to annotate. That's mostly because, when you print huge amounts, you have a specific kind of like number of papers to put. So that's actually to finish the number of papers. And of course, there's like the industry standard where you have the replica, so you have a little bit of extra space here. And from this one to this one, there's supposed to be a blank page here. That's not done. It's industry standard.
Yeah.
To have like an extra white page here.
I love them.
But it can help.
So, for example, look at the difference between annotations in this and in this.
This one is
fully pleasure.
Woman Much Missed by Thomas Hardy.
It's a poetry book it's a collection of poetry that he's written. God. I was out of space, okay? And I was eating late.
I love it. I love also how you read everywhere, anytime, any occasion. It could be Eid, it could be like, doesn't matter, right?
Nope.
I love how this is annotated.
This is
also poetry, by the way, but look at this.
It's poetry on top of poetry. And I like to write on top of the poetry that oh God.
I love this, oh my God. Go on,
inspired it, like I like to, because this is the poem that I read, and this is what it inspired. So every poem has what inspired next to it. And then if that poem inspires something original, I'll write it in a journal. But these are all personal.
Your approach on social media, speaking about this one and the other one, would be absolutely different.
Completely different. This would be just like, I love this. I would read from it and I would love it, and it's just a personal thing. But this one, though, I've been documenting my reading journey with this on TikTok stories. I'll post soon. But it's just analytical. Analyzing Nashe's way of thinking and how we can modernize it now, and it's just methodical. But I still love it. Okay. And I love having the options, and I would alternate between books. Like I would pick this one and annotate heck, and then I would pick this one and annotate. This doesn't have any pressure. This has pressure.
I like this. So this is vibe review.
Like you can see from the difference here. This is pressurized, but this isn't. This is just softness and spraying, and this is.
So I'm assuming you annotate more when you start expecting that you're going to review this in details.
It honestly depends. Like I did not at all expect Thomas Hardy to have all of that in it. Like there are some pages here that are like these, like that are just a mess. I would read one word and I had circled it and I written a poem because of that one word.
Nice.
Because it would spark something random.
Oh my God, I would love to like dive a lot more into your. When we finish this episode, I'm definitely gonna be reading the annotations.
Do you annotate?
I do annotate.
Really?
I love annotation. As I told you, I started with looking for Alaska, but okay. Considering what I've seen, maybe I don't annotate as much and not in that messy sense. But my annotation is still messy. And I believe
Define messy.
Okay. People would say it's messy.
Okay.
For me, it's only the logical pathway.
Yeah.
We have margins to the side. Don't expect me to be writing like this. Of course, I'm going to take it in every
Same
possible
with mine, It's whatever, how the way I open the book or how I'm oriented, it's going to be written down. If I orient myself and fix myself, the thought is gone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's whichever I write hekka, sometimes in diagonal, because that's a position where I'm at. Sometimes my writing is very messy.
Yeah.
The thing I'm methodical about is, for example, if I start with a pencil, I like to keep it with a pencil.
Oh.
Call it slight OCD or something, I don't know. But if I start with, for example, a color-coded system, I'm going to keep the color code. And I keep it at the very first page. So if I forget what the color is for, I go back to my reference.
Yeah.
I cannot, because I don't want to see it messed up. And if I keep one color, it's one color. And that color has to match with the cover.
Chaotic order, basically.
But the inside, that's the order of things. But once you get inside and you see what I've actually written, it gets messy. The writing bleeds to the other side. The circles are high.
I love that, Hannah. I love when I see that. Because I know that there was passion here.
A lot of passion, a lot of emotion, a lot of anger in it. And I live for it. Speaking still a little bit more about social media, do you ever feel pressured to actually perform? As you said, like you feel like some people don't even read books, but they still recommend them.
Hell no.
Do you feel that pressure?
Hell no.
Okay.
No.
Not at all. Not a single time in your life.
No. And the more I post, And I lucked out with the people that ended up following me because they don't really, that plays a huge role. And they don't really ever put me in a situation where I have to perform. And I don't know, you have to have a certain amount of belief, I suppose, in yourself to be able to stay true to yourself, especially while reading arcs and posting reviews for arcs and stuff like that, so you wouldn't perform and so you wouldn't basically give a charade to someone or a farce to someone. And there's also trust that comes with that. Like I cannot force myself to make something that is a lie because I know someone will believe that.
Yeah.
I can't at all. However, speaking about people who I suspect that they don't read books, I see a lot of performance. Like there are some, I'm never gonna name any names.
Yeah.
There are some creators that literally the entire review is them actually yelling, hyperventilating and being so freaking dramatic. I am dramatic, but not to that point. Being really dramatic.
No, I don't find you dramatic at all.
Thank you.
It's very, as you said, your reviews seem extremely honest, genuine, and transparent. Transparent is the word. Like, that's what I thought. I'm bringing you exactly what I thought, exactly what I felt. And that's what clicked for me at the beginning when I saw your content.
Thank you.
Yeah,
so
it's
happy.
very genuine.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So they yell a lot, which is aggravating to me. Like my brain doesn't accept that. That's all they do. And the entire review is that the main character is hot.
Nah.
That's the entire, like they could read a book that's 600 pages. A good book.
Very disappointing.
Good book, great book. And then the review is, the MMC is so hot. That's it. That's it. Oh, one bad trope. That's it.
Oh yeah.
There's
oh
no
my god.
Depth. There is no depth there. There's no thinking. There's nothing. There's nothing there, and it's just sad. And these are the people that have the most amount of followers and chances and this and that, and it's just sad.
I think, hot take, but I think they made of reading just a vibe, an aesthetic. They read for the aesthetic, and I think that's also, I think that's also what pushes them to eventually just share whatever.
Yeah.
As long as the vibe is still there, it's still valid.
Yeah.
And I hate it because instead of promoting reading, what you see being promoted basically is consumerism.
Yes.
Another form of consumerism. It's the consumerism of media, of entertainment, of products. So they usually buy collectibles a lot.
Yeah.
They usually go hunt in thrift store for like signed copies, extra signed copies. And I understand the hype behind it when you like a book, one, two, not every book.
Yeah.
Because that's not normal.
It's not normal, and it's aggravating because TikTok has a lot to do with this. Obviously, we've been the brain adapts to whatever you put it. You know,
Yes.
wherever you put your brain or you put your body, it's gonna adapt to everything. Like physically, you can see if you go swim long enough, your fingers are gonna prune because your body will adapt, and so does your brain, also does everything in you. And it adapts to what you're feeding it. And if you're constantly feeding it TikToks, you're constantly feeding it 15-second, like fast-paced content, it's gonna get bored if you read a classic. If you read any book, let's not say a classic.
If you read any book
that doesn't have pictures or anything, you're gonna get bored. And your brain, like we said, you have to train it. And if you're training it by consuming 15-second content, then you're not gonna be able to sit and read a 500-page book that actually has a valid plot and actually has a character progression and development and this and that. You're not going to be able to sit through all of that and enjoy it. And these people, I don't think they properly read. I've seen a lot of people who say they skim. They skim the pages. Or a lot of people that said...
Guilty sometimes?
Really?
Hold on. Okay, hot take. I skim sometimes. Mostly I skim when it's romance.
Okay.
That's one. I skim when I really don't like the book, and usually that happens with arcs. I end up reading about the first 20 pages and then I start skimming to eventually just get to the end so I can get like a full idea of the thing, and usually it's when the book is horrible.
Yeah.
Otherwise I would read.
No, that's understandable though. I'm saying when you're reading for pleasure, what should be pleasure. Because reading should be pleasure at the base of it. That's what a hobby is.
Totally agree.
But we've completely lost the plot here. Like, I've seen people who said, oh, I only read when they have conversations, when the characters have conversations. That's it. Like, I skim to just when they have conversations, and it make everything else, I'll fill it out. It'll make sense.
Yeah, no, I don't do that. No.
That's insane. And you're reading for fun, presumably. not as a job, like you're an editor and you have to like fast-pace this shit. Like you have to. No, you're reading for fun and you're advertising these books for people who work really hard. You're getting emotional stuff for free. You're advertising these books for people who work really hard for their money, who do read as an actual, really, really, really valid hobby, and they have to spend hard-earned money to just get one physical book. And if every big creator is telling them that, yeah, it's great, it's good,
Yeah.
they get it, and then gonna be disappointed.
Yeah.
If not the plot, the writing, the characters, this and that, and then what? There's a certain amount of trust that needs to happen between a creator and a consumer, and we've completely lost that. We've completely lost that plot. Like, and I have a huge issue with romanticizing hobbies. Romanticizing hobbies and ending up buying a shit ton of things and then advocating for it, leading to consumerism and stuff like that. But romanticizing it, not actually doing it.
Exactly. It's a lot of performance. It's a lot of shufuni, and not really into the essence of it. Like, I don't know, even if, and I understand, because in a way the algorithm kind of pushes you to like always post something, always do something.
So you feel pressured.
Yeah, you feel pressured. But for example, like, it's okay if you don't post every day. It's okay if you don't post in great quantities.
Yes. TikTok has hyped this up so much that it puts people under a lot of pressure.
I think as a bookworm, living for the algorithm is very unhealthy.
Yes.
Because you're either living for the books and you love the literature and the craft, or you're living for the algorithm and it's going to be very performative, very influencer-like.
Because there's something new every day.
Exactly.
Every single
There's something
day,
new every day in every type of literature, in every language, in every list, in every whatever.
You can't keep up.
Exactly.
You shouldn't keep up. Yeah, I always take a step back and remind myself to ground and to just remind myself of those few months where I actually was influenced by all of the books out there.
Yeah.
And I was so overwhelmed, and I was in a reading slump after that.
Yeah, and FOMO hits, and then the reading slump hits, because you're like, I'm missing out. And
I'm happy missing out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right now I'm like, I'm having the exact
slowly. Take your time, enjoy it. Sometimes people tell me, how do you read so fast? I don't, really.
The fact that you read a lot, I know that you also happen to read romance, which is a genre I'm not really into. And when we were about to do the challenge, when she invited me for a live, I gave you a book to read, you gave me a book to read, you gave me
Archer's
Voice.
Yeah.
I understand why it's nice, but romance is not for me. I completely understand that romance is just not for me. And it's mostly like the romance part.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's overly done, excessive, etc. But how come on one side you read classics and academia and detective and all of that, and on the other side you read romance and dark romance and stuff like that?
I don't read much romance. If you take a look at my Goodreads, it's a mood. I don't read much romance at all. And when I do, it's some psychological, warped, twisted thing, because that's what I like, really. Not dark romance, but like classical, psychological, warped, twisted thing.
So it has to be specific when it comes to romance.
Kinda. Really depends on my mood.
Give me something that is worth reading in romance. Besides Archer's Voice, because we mentioned it.
I legit can't think of anyone. Any book, legit. Because there have never been just a pure romance book that I was like, because romance, Archer's Voice was the first ever romance book that I read and finished and loved.
Okay.
That's why I took a look at I've taken a look at your content, and I thought,
my reading.
Yeah, I'm gonna recommend something she probably has never read.
Yeah, because you know what? I have a very visceral reaction to when people recommend me romance, especially dark romance, because I had friends that I knew, and eventually they recommended romance, and I was like, this is very stale, surface level, a lot of romanticizing traumas in a very bad way, the whole Colleen Hoover experience.
Don't get me started.
So,
speaking about stuff that have nothing to do with romance, A Little Life has a romance, and I loved it.
Okay.
This is what I mean, like I like the romance, but when it's this.
It's something that should be within a story, but
it can be well done. I'm sure it can be well done. Rhiannon Hargaden, she's a kind of a new author. I love her books. And they have romance in them, and they are dark. They're
Any
dark.
titles?
She writes, The Descendants of the Fates series. So far, it's a trilogy. It's gonna be, it's gonna have 5 books in it. I loved it so much, and she had an actual like spicy scene. Can we talk about this?
Yeah, go ahead.
She had a spicy scene, and when I got to it, I didn't even realize I was getting into a spicy scene. When I was done, I DM'd her, and I said, "Ma'am, you've done such a beautiful job." And she said, "I was so nervous about you getting to that point because this is my first time doing a spicy scene, and it was so natural, so normal." There is a certain responsibility while writing, I would assume, for an author when writing dark romance. If the book is glamorizing abuse and toxicity and horrid things, you have it. You're not being a responsible author here. You're not being responsible. Read whatever you want. Everyone, read whatever makes you happy. But there are certain things that affect us, even in unsusceptible ways.
I agree.
Yeah, and reading,
especially a book, you take your time with it. It's gonna stay with you. It's gonna ruminate there somewhere.
Yes, it's gonna live there, and you're gonna be affected by it in these unsusceptible ways, in these subconscious ways that you don't even realize. I understand the enjoyment. I understand the hype over certain books, but it's too much. It's not for me. So to each their own. Yeah, it's too much. It's empty, in my opinion.
Do you think as a bookish content creator, you have certain responsibility of like advocating against certain types of books and influencing people?
It depends. That has mostly depended on the authors, not the books.
Interesting.
But if there is a book that is just advocating certain things, like certain hatred towards a race or this or that, that would be mentioned.
Okay.
That would be, but taking into consideration other things, like for example, the bell jar.
Yes.
Every comment, someone contacted me on TikTok saying that they wanted to read the bell jar, but they don't understand things if I can help them. And I ended up rereading the bell jar for her. And I read it, she was a complete stranger, but I reread the book for her just so I can help her chapter by chapter. And she said that she's looking up the book and everyone is saying that Sarifat is racist, and it's like putting her off the book. So there's always something with the author, especially classics.
Core values.
Especially classics.
Classics are written in a certain time, with certain views, with certain social standards, and also you're not really backing up the author in any way. Whatever money you're given, you're actually giving it straight ahead, 100% to the printing or publishing house. So you're not actually supporting the author. But for authors that are actually living and have problematic views, you're supporting them. And you should advocate for, personally, a lot of people have come to me asking about certain authors without mentioning them, and I'm like, don't buy it. And when they say why, or is the story bad or something, and I say no, it has nothing to do with the story, but the author is problematic towards this, towards that, they support this, they support that.
You're not gonna die if you don't read Akatar.
Exactly.
Nothing's gonna happen to you if you don't read Akatar. Okay? You're gonna be fine, I promise. And there are, I've read Akatar now, way before. I've read it, and there
I DNF'd it so hard.
I've read it way before, and there are a lot of books, and I've produced videos that recommend fantasy books that have actually decent people for authors.
Exactly, because these authors are alive. They are benefiting from you buying, because at the end of the day, buying a book is buying a product.
Reading is political.
Reading is political.
It has always been political. It has always been political and will always be political. Literally.
Because you're buying something, you're supporting someone. You're supporting an institution, you're supporting a person, you're supporting what they believe, and all of that. So if you do it, be mindful of what you do. And I've had a lot of people also tell me why I don't recommend Akatar. And I'm like, mind you, there are a billion other fantasy that you can read. There are a billion reasons why I shouldn't be recommending
it's a tattooed 6'2" dude with the enemies to lovers and someone who says I'm not like the other girls but then ends up being exactly like everyone else. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. The same thing over and over and over.
It's not that special
again. It's not that special at all. It's not that special.
So, to wrap up our episode, it was very nice to talk with you, but do tell me about 3 books that you think are worth it for beginners.
Okay. The Lottery by Shirley Jackson. Okay, if you want psychological stuff, and if you want something short and quick and easy, Home for the Bewildered. That's what it's called. Home for the Bewildered by Michelle Tobin. That's what it's called. If you want something also quick and easy and all about mental health, a last one. Let's go with We Have Always Lived in the Castle, also by Shirley Jackson. If you feel like a freak or that you're being ostracized by people.
Nice. Okay. Well, great selection. I haven't read any of the three, so I will eventually have to read all three. It was very nice to talk with you, Marie.
It was really nice.
I hope you liked it.
I did. I loved it.
Great.
It was sweet.
I wish we will be able to do this again.
I would love to.
Maybe on other topics.
Yeah.
And do expect us. If you guys want to purchase the books, you can find in the description great deals with Desert Book Dealer. I will also link Marie's TikTok. Don't forget to go and follow her. Give her a lot of love. Her YouTube channel as well is going to be linked below. You're going to find great deals for the books that we mentioned that you can order from Desert Book Dealer. I tell you, until the next time, I hope.
Until next time, yeah.
And I hope you guys enjoyed this very crazy, very nice
rant-infused.
Exactly, rant-infused episode.
Yeah.
And I will see you soon and catch you on the next one.
Bye.
Thank you. Oh my God, I loved it.